All right, y'all, welcome. It is August 27, 2025, and this is the Wednesday Bookmap stream. We're currently long NASDAQ, looking for a target of 625. 625, baby, and we're going. We have a beautiful three criteria long with volume, price action, movement over close, and liquidity higher on Bookmap to 6495, even up to 6500. I don't know about y'all, but something tells me down in my plums that we are looking for 6500 today on SPX. Finally, 6500 on SPX. Whole bunch of liquidity on the option chain, not liquidity, exposure on the option chain at 6,500. We have liquidity on the book up to 6,500 on ES, and things are kind of looking nice. We have NVIDIA earnings today. We have 14% of the S&P is reporting today, so we have a whole bunch of shenanigans after the bell. Where does that lead us tomorrow? This looks surprisingly or suspiciously like a sweep in process. Blast this thing higher, much higher, get everyone super bullish, and then ram it down your throat. Put on a beautiful 2.5 to 3% red day to close the week out. That's what it looks like. But first, we got to get the first part of that, which is a bullish sweep beyond 6,500. We will see. In terms of right now, I'm looking for this little liquidity shift higher. Now, we do have liquidity filling lower. We have a bit of a ladder structure on liquidity going lower. Down to 64.60, even 64.40, which would be a beautiful 50-point move down. Just going. RTY is aggressively bouncing today, so the performance in RTY is starting to increase, which is a bullish indication. When you start to see the small caps rally alongside the indexes, the main indexes, you know things are going to go. Still going, baby. Still going. What's up, YouTube? How's it going? Do I use GEX levels? I do. I do. Beautiful math. Well done, buddy. ES 64.92 going higher. NASDAQ's going higher. We're still riding this up. Our stops are safe. This is a beautiful upward trend where no lower lows are being obtained. If you're in a long position, you do not want to get out yet. It's nothing but higher highs. We have no sweeping rejections. We have no top wicks. We have no movement below prior lows. We have no three criteria to indicate short. So you either remain in a long position or you do nothing, period. We have no lower lows here to determine that we have hit supply on the S&P or NASDAQ. S&P now targeting 6496. Longest trade you've ever held. Beautiful, Hal. Congratulations. That's a huge milestone. I've had 3 red days in a row until today. Fantastic. That makes 2 of us. Well, I've had two uneventful days and then 1 red day yesterday. Took some significant losses and more than I should have. Oil's going beautiful. 60. Look at all this liquidity at 93, which is right up against the weekly high for ES. I did post a link in the Discord. Yep. No shorting until you get the 3 C's. Still going. Still going, baby. Still going. What's up, Steven? How you doing, buddy? Sorry about that. There's the Discord link. On previous times, I would have blown accounts. Yep, but you didn't. There's nothing wrong with taking losses. Blowing accounts should be unacceptable. Unless you just happen to take 5 days in a row of just small losses that end up getting you. That's one thing. But blowing accounts on one day, unacceptable. What's the best bookmap ticker for oil? CL. Got out of my trade when it started one of my SR levels. Nice. Nice. Have I chosen a winner on Twitter? Not yet. Not yet. I'll go ahead and get that process started. Right now, nothing's changed. I'm still looking for that liquidity. We have more building. We have a little skew at 64.92 on ES. That's what I'm looking for there, up to 96 there. And NASDAQ, I want 620. Although we get continued little top wicks here, we don't have anything sweeping. Still haven't been able to capture a lower low on NASDAQ. Still going, baby. No lower lows, no 3 criteria. It's still long signals only. Still going, baby. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. What's NASDAQ's bookmap look like? Ooh, they're adding 750. Very small, but they're adding 750. That would be 150 points higher. ES coming up. NASDAQ's coming up. Let's go for 625. Let's go for 625. No stop should have been triggered yet. Everyone who have taken the three criteria with me should still remain long. Should still remain long. Once we capture 625, let's call it 620. I keep saying 625. 620. 620, once you capture that, then you move your stop a little bit higher. Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. Let's go. We were almost abandoned. I'd never abandon my peeps. I'll go out into the world and grab some food, come back and chew it up and spit it in your mouth in the nest. There we go. There we go. Can we tap 7620? Can we get it? No, not yet. We're almost there. Y'all jabronis. Y'all are a bunch of jabronis. I love it. Are they going to give me 620 or what? I don't think anyone said it yet, but buy the dip. Always buy the dip, baby. Well, not always, but right now, always buy the dip. Why do I trade only 3C setups? You're missing a lot of great NQ profits. Can you trade more setups? I mean, all due respect, you're the one who just told me you were trying not to overtrade. And I say that with all love. I'm a trader who thinks less is more. I'm not here to take 15 trades a day. I'm here to take 1 trade a day, maybe even 1 trade a week. I don't care about the intricacies, and it all comes down to probabilities. When you think like that about why I'm missing out on impulses and more and more and more, you're talking about reduced probabilities. Less is more. I want high quality, not high quantity. I don't care if I miss a 200-point trend on NASDAQ. If it doesn't fit my criteria, if it doesn't fit the way I trade, then I don't want to be a part of it. I don't care how far it goes. I'm not here to chase money. I'm here to chase high probability keyword setups. And that means strong supportive buying after a small period of drawdown and or continuation through a resistance. Period. That because I value my process and my stress relief more than the money, because the money is incidental. If I could take a trade, if I could wait through 200 points of drawdown on NASDAQ, simply just take a long at a bounce and have no stress, then I'm going to do exactly that. Because I could kick back and relax. Like right now, I'm up 75 points per contract on NASDAQ, full mini NASDAQ contracts. That's fantastic money by anyone's standards. I have no stress. I've locked in my money. I've bought my freedom for the day. So what am I missing? I'm not missing nothing. I've taken one trade, not 15. I haven't scalped every 5 little tick. I've taken one trade today. 3 trades total this week. I have no stress. I'm going to sign off the stream when I'm done. I'm going to go feed my chickens. I'm going to make some lunch. I'm going to do a hard workout, and that's it. I'm not going to do anything. Then I'm going to come back this afternoon. I'm going to review. I'm going to post my trade logs my trades into my log, and I'm going to back test a little bit. Do a little content editing. That's the nature of my system. Less is more, man. Trust me. What I would rather you do, take a trade that's set up to be a long-term trade that turns into a scalp because it broke down, rather than trying to take a scalp. That's what I would go about doing it. I wish I knew less is more 2 to 3 years ago. Well, that's why you're here, right? That's why you're here. I waited for that good long all morning and had a meeting and missed it. Meanwhile, during those 7 minutes of solitude, I made the dumbest move I made it in well over a year. Stable came out green with dumb. Speculative short with MGC, but was still on my GC order book. No stops, walked away, came back, and I was down 80 ticks. So I waited until we hit a volume shelf and found 50% of volume, average down 3 minis, making it 4, and caught 50% for trades move for 10 ticks. Profit. Well, it worked. Hey, so it worked out, but that doesn't mean that's a good thing. You shouldn't be proud of that. I'm just doing a little tough love. I love you. You accept accountability. I love it. But don't think that that was a good thing. You got money out of it, but that's okay. Volume's coming in here. So it looks like they're going to check up 2.5 points before my 620 target. That's okay. And that stops me out of the trade right there. I am Dunzaronis. Love it. What platform is this? I use what you're seeing on the chart on the screen. You've got Bookmap top left. We're on the Bookmap stream. This is Bookmap order flow. Something just happened to reduce liquidity. See how they cleared liquidity off the books? Something just happened. The bottom left is spot gamma options flow data. And then the chart to the right, the main chart, is trading view. Would you mind reviewing your entry and your exit? 100%. Yeah. So let me bring out my confirms here. 534 was my entry on NASDAQ. 0.25 to be exact. So let's come here. Let's go 23534.25. That was my entry on that. Nope, not 53. We're not there yet. That's next year's price. All right, so here is my entry on NASDAQ, 534.25. Reason being, the market was in a drawdown here, right on down. We're coming into this big old imbalance, which was my first indication to a long at 480. We didn't quite get there. We got 486. That's okay. I still didn't enter down there. What I am looking for this move is, remember, when you're trying to catch the V, let's say this is a V recovery. Your goal is not to long. Hold on a second. Okay. Your goal is not to long this right here. Your goal is to long here after the market bounces to confirm that you have not caught a falling knife and you're about to get blasted. So that's what the three criteria does for me. Market draws down. What do we have? First criteria, number one, volume. That's an M right there, volume. We have high volume inflow to show that we have a demand. This is support, this is demand. Market claims it, transacts, we have a spike in volume. Boom, first criteria. Second criteria is a bottom wick. Yes, we have a bottom wick here, but that's not necessarily what I'm looking for. I want the wick tells me bullish activity, which is this candle. So we have number two, wick. This is a 2, by the way. Number two. Number 2 is wick. We have that. Number 3 is close, or a movement over prior close. So that was my third indication here. So this price action here cleared these prior closes. So 500 would have been a great entry. Honestly, I got in a little later. I waited to clear over this right here, which we did. And I got in at 534 after these bottom wicks. And then we launched the retest of the prior support, which would have been right here. I took the entry. After that, it's all a matter of taking out stops, which that's what we'll talk about here. When I'm looking at stops, here, it's when the price action takes out a prior structure. So as the price action clears this right here, hold on a second. When the price action clears this one, which is not only the morning high, which is a big pivot, it's the opening imbalance, it's the top of the day. That is my first structure. So when we come up here and grabs 566, I'm going to move my stop loss from down here in loss territory up to about 550, 560. Just to lock in profit and to ensure that I'm not going to get blasted when this thing rolls back over. Now that we take out the next target, which is 586, I move it up again. Once we claim up here, I move it up again just below the market structure, which they just took out and stopped me out. And I'm out. So ended up netting 50 points, 60 points. I was hoping to get more than that. But it's all about, when you're trying to catch a V, you're trying to catch the upswing, not the bottom. And that's what the three criteria does. If you want to know more about the three criteria, I posted a link on my I posted a video on my YouTube channel a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, that goes in depth on the three criteria. Works the same way if you're looking for a short entry too. But the key thing in there, all three criteria are not the same. The volume, the V, the first criteria, that is by far the most important of the three. There are instances where I will take a trade simply only on volume. However, I have to have a very strong location to do so. I better be at a morning low, or a monthly low, yearly low, something like that. Something big that's going to tell me the market will bounce there if I'm going to take it just on the first criteria. Otherwise, most of my trades are only taken with the first two criteria. The third criteria is the confirmation when I need a little more confirmation there. Long to quick dip on ES. That's a low probability trade, Frump. That's the stuff you need to start cutting out. You could have got it wrecked right there, even if it did work out for you. Stop being a scalper. That might make a good clip, definitely. Do I typically look for this in the 5? Yeah, so the 5, the 15, the longer time frame, the better. The 5-minute is great. The 15 is a little better. Even the daily charts, even the best. Definitely look up that video. Yeah, buddy. Appreciate you. Good question. Here, I'll go ahead and post it here for you. There's the link for it. Wasn't there volume yet there? Yeah, but you're into resistance. So it's all about the R&R. You know, what's your intent there? To grab, 2 points? Because right there, even if you netted the bottom, you're only talking about 2-3 points. So it's all about just playing the probabilities. R&R. And it's not to say that was a bad entry. It's not a bad trade necessarily. It's just I want to get you thinking bigger R&R, less trades, more high quality. Play the outlier moves, the big bounces, the big rejections, the big blasts, that type of stuff. Well, you can be a scalper, just pick high quality setups. Yeah, definitely. High volume, higher close location. Definitely, June. 100%. And especially do not do high leverage scalping. High leverage scalping is what props want you to do. You're welcome, Bruce. There goes CL. Yep. Let's go back and look in CL. Where are we at? So it's a little 50% rejection there. Right on it. 64. Did we get a 3 criteria on that? Still not in a place where I'd want to play it. Your process over the years of how to set your SR levels has been key to setting my own R&R. Beautiful. I love it. I'm new here. Do you trade with a ton of indicators? Do you just use the vault? No, what you see is what I traded with, Bruce. No indicators. No lines, no EMAs, none of that crap works, man. It's all Fugazi. So if you want to increase your process, you need a healthy understanding of price action in the order book. A healthy understanding. Everything else doesn't matter. The only indicator I will say, the only indicator I do use that you don't see here is volume profile. I just don't use it while I trade. I set it up pre-market and then I take it off. I set my levels based on a pre-market and then I take it off. Maybe sometime you can make a system to add the 3Cs showing where to place the stop loss at first entry. I struggle with that part. You're talking about like when you first take the trade? Okay, I can do that. Ow. You know when you pull a nose hair out and your eyes water? Beautiful, Lord Quackazoid. That's quacktastic. Fantastic, buddy. I think I may consider doing an afternoon stream for NVIDIA earnings. Maybe. Don't hold me to it. John Mad would be proud. Yeah. You could definitely have someone build a TV indicator for the 3Cs. Yeah, buddy. Hey, no, y'all didn't answer my question. Is one of y'all a web developer? I need to ask a question to the web developer. And Framer. Is Framer a good website to use to develop a website? Because I'm in the process of doing it, and the learning curve is pretty steep for me, not going to lie. We don't want to front run a video, so would the afternoon stream be game plans for earnings? Yeah, just to entertainment purposes only. The afternoon video stream would be entertainment purposes only. I'm a real web developer from scratch. Yeah, big boy pants. Big boy pants. Make me tears up. Heck yeah, man. I get so burned out and overwhelmed by all these other YouTubers and how they teach with all these different indicators, so it's overwhelming. This is a breath of fresh air. Heck yeah, Bruce. Well, I'm a big believer, man. I'm not the best trader out there. I'm not slinging seven figures on trades. I'm not doing all this crazy stuff. I don't drive a Lambo. I drive a 2018 Toyota Tundra with 102,000 miles on it. So my process is less is more. I stick within, I don't try to go outside my pants. My pants fit. I'm not putting on too big of pants. I don't know what I'm going with here. I don't know. Sometimes I come up with metaphors and I don't really know where I'm going. I just kind of roll with it. But it's all about understanding price action and order flow, dude. That's why I trade Bookmap. That's why I trade price action, because that tells me what the market is going to do. And the way I see it, as I try to think about it as basic as possible, trading is a game where you cannot be profitable unless you have an edge. And that edge is unique to you. My edge won't be the same as your edge. I could teach you what I know, but you still have to refine it to something you understand to create an edge. If you're using stuff that everybody sees, lines, EMAs, VWAPs, all that other crap, you no longer have an edge because you're using stuff that is readily available to the entire public and can be exploited by data and algorithms. So that right there will disqualify any moving line and average, period. And the second argument about that is that if those things actually worked, everybody would be millionaires. So I like to think you have to create an edge by translating the price action into what the market is actually trying to do and understanding that there's a lot of manipulation involved. The liquidity sweeps, liquidity runs, spoofing, all that other fun stuff. I used to develop from scratch, but AI website builders are incredible. Yeah. Stoked to learn your system. Nice silver whiskey stones. I'm a junior web developer. Never used Framer though. I've heard decent things about it. It looks pretty good. I tried. I built my first website through WordPress, and it's freaking terrible. It's absolutely awful. So I'm in the process of redoing my website. I'm going to do an entire video on how you set and then trail your stop losses. One of the most common questions you get would be excellent, in my opinion. Yeah, definitely. Let me make a note of it. Look at gold now. Man, look at that. Gold's rocket shipping. Come on, Kennedy, where's your trend lines, baby? I need you. He's saying he has small legs. I will say, though, if you looked at my legs, you wouldn't think I could squat as much as I do. My legs do not, I guess, require a lot of muscle mass to squat what I do. It's kind of infuriating. Right now, I'm at 435. I'm trying to get to 500 again before I get too old to squat more, but that's where I'm at now. But if you were to look at my legs, you would think I squat like 270, 250. I built mine with Wix, pretty simple. Oh, very cool. What kind of volume am I pushing at 435? I mean, what do you mean? You talking about reps? 435 is a 1 rep max, so I'm not doing a lot of volume on that. Yeah. NASDAQ, picking at the top here. 430, my knees are hurting just hearing that. I don't know, man. I've had multiple members of my family and my in-laws have to have their knees replaced, and all of them are not people who have ever worked out. So it's like I'm a believer that you use it until Either way, you're going to have problems. These people have had all knee replacements and hip replacements, and they've never done any fitness. So what am I risking? Everyone has told me if you keep working out like that, you're going to destroy your body. Well, people's bodies are already destroyed, and they're not working out, so I might as well be strong if I'm going to have a knee replacement eventually. So I want to be 60 years old and squatting at least 300 pounds. Anyone have any issue now with rhythmic? I'm not seeing that. I'm not seeing that. All right, so we have kind of hit a little stalemate. I'm happy to be out of my trade. Not much going on here. I'm not looking for a secondary trade, especially with the shenanigans coming out. I would probably guess we are going to have some sort of shakeout in power hour, getting ready for the max volatility. I'll probably would guess the VIX is going to spike into power hour. My knees have never been better, and I squat 465. Nice. So you're out. You're closer to where I need to be. I keep seeing posts that Las Vegas is becoming like a ghost town. Can anyone confirm that? Anyone live in or around Vegas have been there recently? Or is that just like selective screenshots of downtimes of Las Vegas? How do I sign up for Tier 3 invitation only? Yep. You have to get a special invitation. You'll get a gold leaflet in the mail, like Willy Wonka, to be invited to Tier 3. Keep the body moving to keep moving longer. That's right. I was never in worse condition, though. I worked in an office job. Back in construction, I'm better shape than ever, near 40. Yeah, buddy. I love it, D-Master. All right, look at that liquidity at 612. Piled into 612. So there looks like they're going to tap it lower and then gather, and they're going to grab that 612. That's what it appears. Let's see what they could do here. 612, baby. Oh, damn my address. 3C's on oil setup. There you go. I built our business site on Squarespace, but it's not the best for e-commerce or customizable features to add things. The framer is pretty good for a demo, but I wasn't really fond of how frequently I need to go into prompt adjust. It's based solely on prompt structure and specificity. Oh, nice. Beautiful. I appreciate that. Vegas is doing just fine. I was there a month ago. Oh, okay, there you go. I figured it was just selective screenshots and stuff. Control the narrative, but... Owners there have noted a downturn, but it's 12.5% year-over-year average. Reasonable to think some random bad weather Tuesdays will be sparsely vacationed. Yeah. It's mostly foreign tourism evaporating. That makes sense. Revenue's down, but the pictures and media posts are cleared the extreme selective. Yeah. All right, look at that 612. Looks like they're going to gun for on NASDAQ. And we're not talking about a big move, but that's what it looks like they want to grab. We'll see. It's funny because I'm built the same. I'm at 335 myself at the moment. Reattempted 355 and failed. Try to get 405. Deadlifts are back down. Working back to 545. Beautiful. Nice. I'm curious to know what a typical squat set looks like for you now. I don't max much, but I'm usually 225 times 10 for 2, 4, 5, 8. My favorite go-to is the ascending Wendell, which is progressive overloading, 351. Five three one sucks, but it helps a ton. Yeah. It does. It's awesome. So something like this, I wrote out kind of what a typical workout would look like, plus or minus the weights, depending on how I'm feeling, how aggressive I want to be. But yeah, 5-3-1 progressive. So you do the first set, 5 reps, 3 reps, 1 reps. The second set, you start your 5 reps is what you did 3 reps on the prior, 5-3-1. Your last set, what you do 5 reps on is what you did 3 reps on the last time. My day job is in IT. There are several conferences in Vegas this week alone. I got to remember a ton of business host events there all the time, which is a huge revenue. Oh, there. That's a good point. That's a good point. All right, well, no follow-on trades here. We're coming up on about 20 minutes left in the stream. NASDAQ and ES are both pinned. We have skew up 612 NASDAQ. It looks like they're trying to kind of gather a little inventory lower before gunning for it. But, yeah. What's ES look like? They're about to punch, it looks like. Maybe. They're going to try to punch here, maybe. Do you change weights in the middle of the set? Oh, yeah. You do a set, add weight, do a set, add weight, and then you change it back down. Yep. Man, this is tight. What do we got? ES 164.93. NASDAQ is coming up. There we go. Doing it. You ever tried a high volume max program? Breathing squats, 10 rep, 20 rep max max squats suck. So no M-rep on the last. I have been known on the very last single to try to get as many as I can. I have been known to do that, but it's not programmed. Yeah, if you want to find out how big of a man you are, do a 20 rep max, a true 20 rep max. It'll make you wish for death. ES is sitting here, new high of the day. Liquidity's higher to 64.95, but obviously very slow. Is it time to short? No, not yet. Not in my opinion. At least there's no signs of that. There we go, popping just a hair. NASDAQ is not following suit. Oh, that sucks, man. NASDAQ's looking quite top wicky. It is definitely looking top wicky. 15-minute, we have top wick doji. Not looking great, but we do have skew a little bit higher here. Other than that, I would not. I'm personally not looking along that skew, simply because the R&R is not there. Ooh. I don't know. Maybe I changed my mind. Look at that. They are stacking liquid. Stacking liquid. What is that? 5615 620 630. Interesting. Interesting. We'll see what they want to do here in the upcoming minutes. It definitely looks top wiki, but they are pulling skew higher, baby. They are pulling skew higher. What time is NVIDIA? Yep, this morning or this afternoon after the bell, after the close. Right now. So this says, ooh, why does it say 8:30? Huh. That's weird. Bottom wick. What can they do? Where's the volume at here on NASDAQ? Yeah, still nothing. Maybe clear 580 and then bottom wick up to 630. Do I have the morning range on here? Let's see. Yeah, there's the morning range. Gold's flying again? Yeah. Right now it's stacking all up higher. The NASDAQ's got 613, 630 all up. Now, it's not that big of a move, so it's up to you whether or not you want to risk climbing up that. Put on 64.95. Yep. So they're doubling down on this upside move here. Look, now they're adding even more. I mean, they're piling liquidity up there. The skew is great. The skew is great. Now, what are they going to do here is the question. It's going to take some Momo to get through that. It's going to take some Momo to get through the 612, 23,625. So once they start coming up here, what we're going to look for, little green bubbles. Let the order book kind of shift, get into this 605, 606, grind the bubble, and then you're going to start seeing blah, blah. You're going to start seeing an LFG candle, which is what a big momentum candle. You'll see an engulfing green start wiping this stuff. So you need a little momentum. We're going to go for 608. Again, we're not talking about a lot of movement here. That's only like 10 points higher on NASDAQ. So they've got to be able to get into that 608 area and hold the skew and start grinding against it. 608.5. Can you get another what? Blah blah. Right now, there's no momentum here. We're stuck. But we got to get it. First target is going to be the 608. We got to get there. Got to get there. Watch it. This will be a fun one to watch, at least. Hopefully it happens before the stream's over. Watch the skew, baby. Watch the skew. Here it goes. Watch it. Watch it. 610. It's going. We got to build momentum. It's going. 64.95 on a yes, yeah. There's almost 2,000 lots sitting there at that area. I'm going to mute. I'll be back here in about a minute. What's happening? Still hasn't moved. Still hasn't moved. This is some boring, boring price action. Another bottom wick. They're just accumulating. Are they going to do it? Just going to be the breakout? To 608. Trying to. Oh, here he goes. Here he goes. Look, they're going for it. 608. And I'm back. Not boring to me. Roll the stop. Just wait until it gets locked in. Probably not. There it is. Look. Boom. Look at the momentum. Watch the momentum build. Now they're stacking 640. Stacking Benji to the bands pop. See? Right into it. They just rolled 640. 640. Oil just dumped. Gold is up. Silver. Here's the morning high. Look at that 63764. Look at that. Gah. It's about to blast, baby. Pull back on the stick and apply full afterburner. Thanks for the trade. You're welcome, Melissa. You're welcome. Beautiful book map opportunity right here, people. Skew higher. Skew higher. And they're doubling down on 637. Beautiful stuff. Tiptoeing in with micros. Really like that trade. What Benishi do? Where's he at? So what do you think when we touch 6503? I mean, roll the stops. I don't know where they're going to go with this thing. Right now, the book map looks exceptionally bullish right now. And we'll see what they want to do with it. A little rejection. They came up and grabbed that first target, 609. And the little top tick. Wait for a pullback retest, then long. Yeah, probably. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. $65.94 on down. 4 minutes till the end of the stream. Back and forth. And we're going to call it a day. Any final questions before we start wrapping things up here? You see that all the liquidity rolled higher. They pulled things up. Quick 10-point rejection, not even 10 points. And yeah, now we're still holding the range. One trade for me today. Nice V recovery on NASDAQ I caught. And that's going to be it for me today probably. Might have a little micro fun this afternoon with NVIDIA, but other than that, I don't anticipate another one. My gosh. 608 short. Let's see if anything comes at stop at break even. Interesting. Five-minute range down to 575. The guy, you see this little guy pinning 580 show? What's the options saying? Options are saying a little bit of put buying and call selling, but still positive deltas. Gold 3C short opportunity. Let's go take a look. Yeah, so we definitely have in a high volume spot, highest volume candle of the day for gold, with a nice engulfing red that's currently being bottom wick. But as long as they hold under the lows, that opportunity is still on for a possible move back down to about 43, 40, 34, 32. Possibly. Hope volatility picks back up here in the coming weeks. We've been now dead flat for about an hour. About an hour. All right, y'all. It is time to wrap up the stream. Let me know if you have any questions. Hit me up in the DMs in the channel, whichever. Other than that, I'll see you next Wednesday for the next Bookmap stream and or tomorrow morning back in the server. Hope you have a good rest of the day. I'm out. See ya.